I'm gonna do a quick review of the tent. The first impression, it's been now what, 4, 5 or 6 nights? No, 6 nights we spent in this.
Yeah.
So I've had some experience with it. We've been through some very inclement weather, probably the most inclement weather you're gonna find. Severe thunderstorms with heavy rain and heavy winds, and no leaking whatsoever. The tent didn't collapse. I mean, there's no posts here that will support or prop up the top. It's held up only by the struts, and they didn't budge. So I'm fairly confident in the robustness of this tent. So I'm quite happy with it as well. Right now, what we're gonna do, we just spent the night at Martin Head Beach camping, and I used to take everything out of the tent to close it down. But I'm curious to know or to see if I can keep the sleeping bags inside, especially these really thick ones. They take up so much space when you get stored and rolled up that I'm hoping to leave them inside. But to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to be possible, but we will see. No, that's not gonna happen. All right. So a thin sleeping bag can stay inside. Mine is super thick, so there's 2 layers to it. If I take out one, I can keep the other one inside. So at least that's half the battle. Some space saved. So on top of this tent with the aluminum shell, obviously here it's the rubber seal. Right now it's not latched because I'm about to open it up again. But I want to show you on top how I got the solar panel mounted onto the provided rails that came with it. And you can get more of these rails, and you can actually store some stuff on top of your tent that is solid enough to stand on or sit on. The ladder that comes with a Skye Tent is the standard collapsible ladder. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the tilt, the angled steps. So some of the newer ones have the steps that are actually on an angle. So when you step on them, you don't step on the edge, you step on the flat surface. This one isn't like that. So maybe that's a point to improve in the future for next generations. But if you're not going barefoot, it's not that big of a deal. The shoe bag, in this case in particular, was an afterthought. So it's not the final version. It's not the one you're going to get if you buy this tent. It's just what came with my specific one. And there's a better one that's been designed. But what I do like about it is that these slide right in the grooves, making it very simple to install. Tent goes up by itself. All you got to do is pull down the elastic and you're all set. Easy as that. And show you guys, because it was closed, just open it up. I got the sleeping bag still inside. And like I said, this is a fairly thick bag. So a thinner sleeping bag will definitely, both upper and lower half, will definitely fit in here. Not your pillows, but you can keep at least some bedding inside for a nice and easy, convenient, and quick setup and tear down. Also, the newer models have the backdrop is actually gray carpet, and they have different pockets. So this is like a first generation of this tent. So how valid is this review? That's a little up to you to decide. But overall, the material which is used for this tent is it's extremely solid. And talking to the manufacturer, it is actually a higher grade than most of the competition's tents are made from. So, and I think I can attest to that by how well it held up during the storms that we have experienced sleeping in this tent. Tons of headspace inside. So I'm 6 feet tall, and so I mean I can sit up, and I can actually stretch my whole arm out straight up in the air to reach the ceiling. I mean there is zero shortage of space. You get the most ceiling height, or the most most headroom, and these clamshell style tents. Obviously the downside is they slope down towards the front, and I'm 6 feet tall, so my head is pretty much against the back wall, and then my feet are wedged in between, so just a little bit too short for me, for my feet to be comfortably straight up if I'm sleeping on my back. But if you're 6 feet and below, you'll be good to go. And this is an extra wide tent, so it's actually designed and sold as a 3-person tent. So 2 people have a ton of space in here. So lots of room for a second person. We've never been cramped for space in here. Inside you got all these little loops here you can tie strings across, or bungees or something, to if you want to hang stuff to dry or whatever. I haven't used that personally. And also, as you can see, this is all zippered in, so you can actually remove this if it were to break, or if you want to wash it or whatever. It can be replaced very easily. It's on all 4 sides zippered in, and or upgrade it to the newer version maybe. Nice big windows, huge windows actually. The back opens up as well. And you all have obviously the mesh, and then the flap. And what I like about them too is that they come down, that they zip it from the bottom up, so that you can do, instead of from the top down, so you can actually get your privacy. So privacy, a little bit of privacy. You go halfway up, and you get the view. And also when the awning is out deployed as well on the outside, but you can see the awning here. It's currently rolled up because there's no rain, I don't need it. Then you can leave it open like this during the rain and the wind, and you won't get any rain inside, and you still get a view to the outside. So that's obviously the benefit of having the window on the bottom, zip up from the bottom as opposed to from the top, like some tent models do.